Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarmad Latif, and I'm a senior researcher in water security, AI, and machine learning. I also serve as topic associate editor at World Water Policy Journal, published by Wiley, and editor at Discover Sustainability Journal, published by Springer Nature. It's really a pleasure being here at Tikrit University. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for all the arrangement. It's an honor for me to be a part in this important conference and deliver my speech about the role of AI and machine learning in shaping sustainable water management in the age of climate change. We all know that water is one of the most important natural resource of life, and managing it wisely is more important than ever, especially within the current challenges we face due to the global climate change and the poor management. So in Iraq, we mainly have two main water problems: scarcity and pollution, which affect our daily life and even threats the future of this country. So as a senior researcher and someone deeply involved in water and climatic issues, especially within the global editorial experience, I completely believe that we need to shift our mindset from local to global in order to be able to deal within the current situations. So I believe that we need to stop thinking about the traditional techniques. These techniques are considered as expired in the age of climate change. Now everything has been changed. So AI, in today's presentation, I will briefly talk about the role of AI and machine learning in managing water resources in Iraq in a sustainable manner. Today, water management is more complex than ever because of climate change. The weather patterns are changing. Some places are getting drier. Some others are facing unexpected floods. So these issues are making it harder to get access to clean water for everyone. And this crisis did not emerge suddenly. It's the result of decades of mismanagement, lack of long-term planning, and a failure to recognize that water is a critical limiting factor for the growth and the development in the arid regions. Therefore, the situation has been worsened due to the regional droughts and the effect of climate change. So to be able to deal with the current climatic situation in Iraq, we need to have new ideas, we need to have new mindsets, and we need to rely on the new smart technologies rather than relying on the traditional one. When it comes to AI, AI means computers can think and make smart decisions just like human. Machine learning can learn by data instead of being told exactly what to do. And deep learning is a more advanced type of machine learning that use layers to learn the patterns. So these tools will learn by looking at large amount of information, and based on that, it will find the patterns and can make smart decisions, accurate predictions, and useful suggestions. In environmental science, AI could be useful for forecasting weather, for predicting droughts, extreme events like droughts and floods, and also find the unusual change in the data, which is very complex in the age of climate change. When it comes to water management, AI could be very useful. It can predict the future amount of rain. It can predict the inflow to the rivers, to the Tigris and Euphrates from the upstream sources. It can predict the temperature, which we can calculate the amount of evaporation in the reservoirs. It can predict how much water there will be in the reservoirs. So machine learning could be very useful in controlling the water distribution system in the cities. It can find the leakage in the pipelines by studying data and finding, spotting unusual patterns. So within all of these techniques, Machine learning could be very useful for managing water in a sustainable manner in this country with all of these problems. When it comes to irrigation, could be considered as the biggest problem in Iraq. We use more than 80% of our fresh water in Iraq for the agriculture sector because of using the traditional techniques, which we lose a lot of water because of the evaporation and even due to the runoff. So AI can help enhancing the irrigation system to be a smart one. It can study the data like the weather, like the soil moisture, like the temperature and sunlight. So based on that, it will know when the crop needs watering and how much they need. So by selecting the proper amount of water and the right time, we can save a lot of water, and using such techniques like drip irrigation, we can save up to the 70% of the water we use in this sector. At the same time, as we said, since AI is very accurate in predicting rainfall, so we can avoid watering the crops while there is rain. So when the nature naturally provides water to the crops, we don't need to provide water anymore. So within these techniques, AI also can help the irrigation system to be much smarter. Here is one of the case study. I have supervised my bachelor degree students for the final year project, and their work has been published in International Journal indexed by Web of Science with impact factor of 2.4 and Scopus index with a 3-side score. I just want to mention that, we have conducted the study on the Suleimani city, located in the north of Iraq in Kurdistan region. So we have collected data, monthly rainfall data, and this is one of the problems we have in Iraq. The biggest issue we have as a researcher is lack of reliable data. When we want to collect data, they just provide monthly. This is a big problem because for the monthly data, we can just have the overview of the situation. I was working in Australia. They were providing me hourly rainfall instead of daily. So at least we need to have the daily data. This is one of the biggest problems, that there is a gap between researchers and the policymakers and people in the water sector, that they don't provide reliable data for us, so we cannot serve our country by research. So instead of working on Iraq, we work on other countries. So my students, I have sent them to the water sector in Suleimani city. They gave them 70 years monthly rainfall data for the city center. So they have used 2 machine learning models. The first one is artificial neural network, and the second one is the hybrid one. The hybrid, we use optimizing techniques, and it's more advanced than the single machine learning model. So based on their result, here you can see in the first one, the model could not accurately predict the rain based on the training session. We usually, what we do in machine learning, we divide the data into training and testing data. So for the training one, 80% of the data we have selected for the training part, and here you can see the model could not accurately predict. But once we used the optimization technique and developed the new hybrid model, it could accurately predict the future amount of rain, which is, the accuracy level is 98%. So we completely can rely on it, because in machine learning, what we do, we just give the 80% of the data to the algorithm. So imagine if we have, let's say, the data from 2000 until 2025. So we just provide from 2000 until 2020. We don't give the data from 2020 to 2025. So once we get the result, we have the original data, then we predict from 2020 to 2025, then we compare it. If the model could successfully and accurately predict the amount of rain, we can rely on it for predicting for 2030 and onward. So within these techniques, I believe that relying on smart technology could help to deal with the current climatic situation in Iraq, and together we can build a bright future for the next generation. Thank you.